Welcome back for another book haul. I get books from the library and I just have a few today because I have a separate one for all of the fiction ones I'll be talking about. Next week we will be going over the banned books I'm planning to read this year, but for now these are the last few witchy books that I'll be reading because October is just around the corner, which means that I will be doing my Witchtober 2025. So these are currently, I have a couple ideas of what I'm doing. I'm thinking of doing a month pretty much of my recommended books, of like anytime I've said the like intended audience, recommended audience for a book, combine them into lists so far. So I have a lot to go through because I've only been keeping this list for like 2.5-ish years. The system that I have now where I have like my brief description, the rating, intended audience, that system I've only put in place, like I really started it in like 2024 and I kind of started it in 23, but really it was 24 and then this year, so I have to go through all of those and mega list them and it's taking a minute, but I think theoretically I will have enough to do for the entire month of different sections because already it's there. So yeah, working on it, but for now, these are the last couple ones I'm gonna do. Hopefully I can get them done before October. So first of all, we've got this one. Cover, pretty, intriguing. We have Practical Magic, Ancient Tradition and Modern Practice by Mitch something. I don't know how to say the last name, but they are the author of Modern Occultism. I don't know, will it be good? Will it just be the usuals? I don't know. I keep hoping to find the book that like speaks to my soul the way Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner did when I first read it. I haven't found it yet. None of these traditions are like what I'm wanting. And that's the bummer and a half where you're like, oh no. Like, I have a feeling, like, whenever it says ancient tradition, it's like, we don't know what it was. The ancients had a lot wrong. Can't we just, like, enjoy trees and not make it overly complicated? That would be cool. But no, we gotta complicate things. Speaking of complicated things, I sent my husband in, and he decided to just get another big book. I think that's just his mission in life, is to get me big books. Look at this. Oh my god, it's huge. This is about the size of the one I'm currently trying to do my audiobook for. Yeah, do we own this? Have I read it though? It's a big chunker of a book, but it is one of what I would consider our classic witchcraft books, so I will do it. But oh my god, this is gonna be like a week of just hardcore, because you know it's not gonna be simple. Like, look at that, that's a lot of page word things going on, and it's just, yep, it's gonna be a lot. But here we are with Drawing Down the Moon, Witches, Druids, Goddess Worshippers, and Other Pagans in America by Margaret, how do I say that word? I want to say Margaret, and it's not. Margot. Yep. Older. Yep. That's gonna be fun. I don't know how to say words, but this is completely revised and updated. I don't know what mine was, actually. I would love to know the publication page. Here we go. This came out a while ago, I know that. First published in 1979, so almost 50 years ago. Yeah. It'll be interesting. To make up for that monstrosity of a humongo book to go through, I decided, you know what? Why not? Here we go. Hell yeah. Is this gonna be another one for the witchlings one day? We'll find out. Oh yeah, this is how I get through a double book day with that kind of a mega book. We have a kid's book. It's so small. It's gonna be great. Celebrate the Harvest Festival of Samhain with Sam and his friends from both sides of the veil. This is Sam and the Samhain Scare. I'm stoked. Please be good. This is by Kathleen Converse and Hannah Soltavana. Maybe that's how you say that, but look at it. I really want it to be so pretty and be good so I can use it with my witchlings one day. That is the dream. I'm gonna have so many kids' books ready to go. Cause like, I gotta do it. I gotta buy the Goodnight Baphomet before it's gone because it's not at our local shop anymore. and I went to go buy it from Barnes, and it was off their website. It was there for a minute, and I was like, cool, I'll get it later. And then I went to go buy it later, and it was gone. You're like, what the fuck? So I think I have to buy it from the Satanic Temple, or whatever, Temple of Satan, whatever. I don't know which one it is, that wrote it and published it before it's gone, because it was a really good book for kids, which I know is weird, but it's fine. And yes, do I even have my witch links? No! Is that in the cards anytime soon? No. At most, the bio clock is ticking, and I would like to find out if I could even use mine. But it feels weird to have conversations where you're like, legit, where your fantasy ideal witch brain that's like, you can do anything you want, that manifestation babe thing of like, I can do anything. And then you're like, bitch, we're poor as shit, kicks in. And you're stuck between the two. And that's a really fun place to be. Where you're like, okay, well, if that one ever ends up getting even close to working, I gotta get prepped in the now. And so I have to have that conversation with my hematologist to be like, hey, is it possible to do that? Because also, like, it's just so many layers that, like, most of y'all don't have to deal with, where it's just so fun, where you're like, oh, well, can you have kids? Don't know. Because it's not just like, oh, you're infertile, that sucks, bro. No, it's like, well, do you like being alive? Do you want to take a risk? I mean, you know, you gotta roll like 3 nat 20s in a row for it to happen, but like, it could. There is a possibility. That is if I continued a pregnancy. Because yeah, there's a real high possibility it would not, first of all, it wouldn't make it, because the adenomyosis still, and then also bleeding disorder when I get to do the birth thing. So, no. And then if I can do egg retrievals, and it's expensive. I think it's like, you have to estimate like $5,000 just to maybe do it, and you're like, cool. Add in the bonus of I probably need to put a PICC line in, and all of my meds that I'm gonna have to take, not the ones to like get the eggs going, not that, no, the ones to deal with the bleeding associated with that. Yeah, it's great. Bleeding disorder, so much fun, but I do want to be a mom, and if I can't, you know, I might have to battle it out with adoption. I will. My urge to be a mom is stronger than it has to be legally binding mine, you know, like, nobody ever is like, I need to meet my real mom if it was like a donor egg, but like if it's an adoption, even though it's like kind of the same vibes, you know, then it's different. Like, I don't know, it's a different atmosphere in the surrogacy world compared to adoption. We'll get there, we'll get there. That's why you're watching my videos, that's why you're buying my books, you're joining me on Patreon, so that I can tell you about being a pagan mom one day. It's gonna happen. Alright, let's get back on topic to the last book here. This one. This font is weird. I feel like I've used it though. We have Weird Walk, Wanderings and Wonderings Through the British Ritual Year. Am I British? I don't think so, but maybe. I do have ancestry from that general region, so I don't know. Do I usually care? No, but also, I mean, most of Wicca and witchcraft comes from British stuff, so it'll be interesting. So anyways, that is it for this book haul. I would love to know if you have read any, if you have any that you would like to see, if I can get through my library, let me know in the comments down below. A huge thank you to my patrons. If you would like to support me, get access to exclusive content, help in my ability to hopefully one day be a mom. And I would write a book about that. I do plan on it, because none of the pagan books talk about being a mom in non-traditional ways. At all. That's not a thing. At all. Like, at most you might get like a quick toss out of like, oh well, adoptions like exist, you know, but that's about it. And I want to do one on having art kids, which is, oh, it's not artificial, it's assisted reproductive therapies. That's the acronym. But to have our art kids, you know, that would be really cool. I want to write a book about that, because we don't have that. But it feels weird to write about something that you haven't done, you know? So I would like to, and there's really not that many pagans doing it. In talking about it, you might do it, but you don't mention it. And like, there was only one pagan channel anyways that talked about adoption, and they had like one video and that was it, and they never uploaded again. And I'm like, I would have loved an update because they said they were going to, and then they just never did. And you're like, did it fall through? Was there like some stipulation? Because we don't have that. We only talk about parenting in very traditional senses, where your belly is so sacred and your uterus is glorious and magical. And it's like, listen, if I could take my little embryos and put them in an actual incubator and it would just grow, I would do that. I feel like science is gonna get there in the next couple hundred years, but we're not there yet, alas. So you have to borrow somebody's, and that's just so expensive. Real expensive, because you still have to pay for the normal costs too, you know? Like, everyone's like, oh, but you know, having a child is expensive. It's like, yeah, I know. I just have to pay on top of that to do it. Yay. It's fine. It can happen. It's gonna happen. And if you're on my Patreon, you're helping. I'm just slowly stashing it away. It'll happen one day. So anyways, thank you for coming along and for listening to my rambles. And until next time, blessed be.